go through, it looks like we are good on easily good on a quorum. Do we have Rachel with us today, or is it Brianna?
It'll be Brianna.
Brianna today.
Okay. Just making sure I had looks like we got plenty. The screen's filling up. So we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And let's see, up first, the approval of the agenda. Did anybody have any changes to the agenda? If not, I'd recommend or look for a motion to approve.
We do have, we'd like to amend the agenda to have the executive session before the old business due to a decision that's going to be made in executive session.
Oh, okay. So move up the executive session before item 10.
Yes.
Okay.
So Joe, just for clarity, so we can't officially make decisions in executive session, can we?
No, we can't make but there's might be information that would impact the decision, I think is what Dave was saying, the item 10.
Okay, I just, with his verbiage, I wanted to make sure we weren't getting in trouble.
Yep, nope, thanks, Vic. I think that's how I understood it. It was for some follow-up information before we made a decision. Okay, so any other changes to the agenda?
I move approval as amended.
I'll second.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Is there any opposed? Okay, motion passes. The agenda is approved as amended. So up next would be, I guess, check to see if we have any, well, no, meeting minutes, June 9th. Any changes to the minutes from June 9th?
We do have a procedural error from the approval from the let's see, the 5/26 meeting where I made the motion and Scott seconded it. I thought we corrected that during the meeting, but it didn't pick up apparently. Rachel called me yesterday, I guess it was, or Monday, and pointed this out. Scott is our alternate for Cowlitz 2, and since I was there, he really can't second a motion or make a motion.
That was cut during the meeting, and there was another second. I don't recall who it was.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Scott, and I don't.
I believe it was me.
Was
Andy
it
Hamilton.
Andy? Okay. So if we could reflect that change in the minutes that Andy had seconded.
Okay. So change the second from Scott Neves to Andy Hamilton. Okay, any other changes to the minutes? All right, look for a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any other discussion on the minutes? All those in favor say aye.
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 Is there any opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved as amended. Then up next, Brandon, do we have any public online who would like to provide comment?
No, we do not.
Okay, thank you. Then we'll move along to item 5, payables. Folks have any questions on the payables? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Also move.
And I will second that.
All right, is there any other discussion on the payables? All those in favor say aye.
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 Is there any opposed? All right, payables are approved. And then item 6, financial report. Do we have any financial report today?
Rachel did not inform me to give one, so I don't believe so.
Okay,
I think there's a report in our packet. I mean, as far as expenditures and revenues and things, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary there.
all right. Well, with Rachel being out, we'll, I guess, move along. There's no action required on the financial report, but if there are questions, I guess reach out. We can get those answered. And then item 7 would be the policy. I think we asked to have brought back to us. This is policy 010 regarding appeals to the board.
So the Cowlitz 911 Public Authority as an executive director, in order to lead the day-to-day operations and have the authority to take care of personnel issues, this policy just puts that in writing and further provides employees an appeal process to the board of directors in limited cases involving harassment or discrimination or related retaliation. So it would give them the ability to go to the board of directors if they had one of those happen to them.
Any questions on that policy? It's a short one. And I believe it just reiterates what's already in the handbook.
You need a motion to approve that, Mr.
Sure.
Shaw?
Whenever you're ready.
I will so move to approve the policy.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve policy 010, board appeals policy. Is there any further discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right?
And is there any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. And moving right along, check in. Do we have any board comments, or I guess first off, board committee reports? Any reports from the law TAC and or fire TAC? Okay. Any general board comments? All right. Quiet group. Let's see.
Joe,
Yeah. Yep.
I'm having connection issues, but anyways, I know that the fire TAC was supposed to meet and that meeting was canceled. I think Deanna you're involved with that, and I guess they canceled it because you couldn't make the last meeting or something like that. So they have not met. The second part being is from the county fire chief side, and I know from Caspic, there's a lot of discussion going on this House Bill 1310 and its impacts for law enforcement and how it might flow over into fire EMS. So I know, Chief Dark is involved working with the county health department, looking at resources. I know City of Longview is looking at some things. I've had some conversations with both Woodland and Kalama PD. So Scott Neves, Chief Neves is call it the LE liaison from the fire side to the LE side, and he's working on some things. So there's going to be a lot of we're having good conversation. And hopefully we'll come out with a good product that ultimately will hopefully fill the gap, I think, that's going to end up at the 911 center. of, how to handle some of these calls that will be coming up with kind of the restrictions that are being put in place by the legislature.
Okay, thank you, Vic. Appreciate the update. So that meeting got canceled. So the next one is next month.
Yeah, I don't know when the next one's scheduled. Do you, Deanna?
Actually, Vic, Brandon Poff is the chair of that, I believe, and from the comm center, Jerry represents. The meeting that we canceled was the Spillman meeting. So I don't know, maybe Jerry can speak, or Dave, on behalf of the fire TAC.
The last update we received was that Brandon and the other members decided to cancel for June and July, and then pick back up in August because of the lack of the Spillman content. That's all they seem to have to talk about. So they're going through and revamping their fire guide manuals, and then we'll come together in August to go over those.
Okay, thank you, Brianna. Any other board comments? All right, check in with Dave, the director's report.
All right, so the first part is the staffing update. Our staffing update is expected to be 16 dispatchers and 2 trainees by July 1st. We lose a dispatcher this week. One is still off long-term illness. Our human relations and our supervisory staff are in the final process of filling our dispatcher academy school that's expected to start on July 26th. Right now, we have got 9 candidates and we're still interviewing. So we're expected to hopefully have all 8 of the candidates that we're going to put into the class ready for that class. We would like to put it on the radar that we'd like to have a board member to sit in on the supervisory orals that are scheduled for August 26th, and that'll be 4 to 7 p.m. So we would like to have a board member help us out with that. So that's a couple months down the road. Climate and culture. There's a good working relationship developing between the Guild and the management at the comm center, and ideas are currently flowing to improve the current comm center, and committees have been developed to help mold the new comm center into a place that's going to make us all proud. And the committee updates for the liaisons are working out real well. Everybody's getting a lot of good feedback from the agencies as they're talking to them, and we're bringing them back and troubleshooting. I've got everything listed out on an Excel sheet, and the next time that I meet with each of the chiefs, we'll go over all the things that are being talked about with all the other agencies. A facility update. I've met with the contractor in Norm to scope out a location to place a security camera during the construction. We believe we have a location selected about 25 feet up that's going to be give us a static view of the location. The next step is going to get to be locating a camera for this purpose and getting it set up. But we do have a location that both the contractor and Norm think is going to work. The contractor continues to report that the facility will be completed by January 4th, 2022. Radio infrastructure. So generally the microwave links continue to be stable since the major problems in April of this year. Going over the specific projects that we got going, the Kalama radio connection, the testing failed to produce the result that was needed. And the next step is to climb the towers to adjust the antennas. That will occur shortly. I will be in contact with the chief out there to give them specifics. The Hall of Justice, the backdated order on replacement parts is currently scheduled for July 9th. This is part of the nationwide shortage of parts. They have not adjusted that July 9th since they gave it to us. So that date looks like it's still gonna come about. The Castle Rock High Tower, the building permit has been applied for, and the electrical permit, we're still awaiting to do completion of that. We've had some Castle Rock radio issues, and testing is being done to troubleshoot the transmission issues near mile marker 49. In the meantime, anyone having difficulty in broadcasting are being told to switch to LTAC while they're troubleshooting that issue. The Columbia County site, we continue to move forward while working in conjunction with Columbia County PSAP, and that was the alternative that we had to Deer Island. Baker's Corner. Now that the special use permit has been obtained, we will be applying for the building and electrical permits. That's the next phase of that. And that's going to be it with the radio connection update. Deanna's here in case anybody's got any specific comments. And as a reminder, we go through the analytics once a month. And right now, currently we are answering over the 95% goal, and I'll report June's exact numbers at the next meeting. So any questions on any of the director's report?
Just the Castle Rock radio issues, that just law enforcement, or is that?
County Maine.
Okay,
County Maine is what
County
Deanna said.
okay, okay. Thank you.
All right. Anything else for Dave before we move on? Okay, and then up next, we did amend the agenda, so I guess we will hold an executive session prior to item 10. I'm guessing Frank or Dave, this would be for potential litigation, would be the purpose of the executive session.
Correct.
Okay, how much time do you think? 5 minutes enough? 10 minutes?
I only have 5 minutes worth of stuff to give to you.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll go into executive session. We'll have Brianna switch us all over. Anybody who's not supposed to be in it, they can, I guess, get moved to a waiting room. So we'll start that. We'll give it a minute. We'll start executive session at 10:19 and we'll go to 10:24 unless we need to extend.
And give me a minute. I'm going to make sure that Brianna's off of it also.
Okay.
Executive session's over. We've still got some more meeting going.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we just got about 30 seconds or less. We hit the 10:24 mark and then we can resume. All right, we are now at 10:24, so we're back in open session. And the next item on the agenda then would be under old business, and this is an MOU regarding the definition of anniversary date. Any comment from the board? Questions? If there are none, I'd entertain a motion.
I will move that we adopt the MOU.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been motion made and seconded to adopt the MOU regarding the definition of anniversary date. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Let's see, anything, I know we have another executive session just to continue the discussion regarding board expectations. So this would be an executive session under the review of a public employee. We're trying to finalize a document that got sent out. So anything, I guess, before we go into executive session on that, I'm gonna do that for 10 minutes, but it'll probably be less.
I want one thing, if this is like the good of the order.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday, I know we kind of had an ad hoc budget committee put together, and we met for the first time yesterday. It involved myself and Troy Brightbill from the sheriff's office, Kurt Saha from the city of Longview, Scott Neves and Brandy Ballinger from Fire District 2 just started looking over some budget documents, and Rachel couldn't be there. She had some training going on, and Katrina Harris from my office, who I wanted to be involved, had a death in the family. So we also had Deanna Wells, can't forget her. She was there as well. So we put her on the hot seat and discussed some budgetary things. We're going to meet again in July 20th, I believe, to address some issues or look at things again on that. At least that process has been started and moving forward.
Great, thanks for the update, Sheriff. Anything else good to the order? All right, it is 10:26, so we'll do the next executive session for the review of a public employee. We'll go with 10 minutes unless we need to extend, and we'll give it just a minute. So we'll start it at 10:28 officially, and we'll go to 10:38. So if we could just limit it to those who are allowed in executive session and put others in the waiting room.
Right, I'll get Brianna to work on that, and then I'm gonna leave also.
Okay, thank you.
Brianna's let everybody back in.
So what this was, I took the files that I had. Now I'm trying to put this case. I think what had happened was I put this in here and I accidentally hit the second application.
And it looks like we're good to go now. Are you there?
Oh, there you go. Hey, all right. Sorry, we were out of executive session. No decisions were made. Check back in with the group to see if there's anything else now that we're back out in open session. Dave, we have a draft document that we'll be ready to make some tweaks on regarding board expectations, and sounds like I'll be good to come sit down with you and walk through it and see if you have any questions or comments.
All right, look forward to it.
Great. Anything else from the group? All right, then if not, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Stay cool.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.